Hello, and welcome to Bible Studies with Sarah J. Today we're not actually using our Bible, because I've lost it somewhere. Okay, so tonight we're going to be discussing something very amateur. Amateur? Is it amateur? Amateur or amateur? Let's say amateur. Amateur. Okay, something very beginning and simple. And that is, why does God let bad things happen? I mean, we live in a world where we're told that God is an almighty, all-loving God who will protect us, but then he covers up his laziness and, is it lethargy? He covers up his laziness with something called free will. And we discussed this last week, so we're not going to go into that. But my question is, actually, this episode's kind of like last week, except it's going to get a very good story with it. So, this is one thing that's made me and Kate, who's going to be in the story, discussed last night after this occurrence, and she's like, make one. So I'm going to make one, and I'm probably going to get a bit annoyed because of the whole scenario, but it should be okay. So for biology, we got given chickens. They were a day old when we got them, and we got told to look after them. So Kate did look after it adequately on Thursday night, and I was going to have it over the weekend. So I took it home on Friday, and it was fine. Then we went back to Kate's on Friday night, and I have the hiccups. Took it back to Kate's on Friday night, and then Saturday night it stayed at my house, and it was okay. Like, it was fine. It slept well. It was healthy. But then on Sunday, I left it in my room about 2 o'clock with food and water, but when we got back there was no water there. Probably got back about 10:30, and I'm walking up the steps to my room, and I'm like, oh, I can hear it tweeting, and then I open my door, and I'm like, wait, no, I can't. So I sprint over to the box, which was, over there, in that area there. I sprint over to the box, and I open it, and the chicken's just lying there, like, except with its eyes closed, and I'm like, Kate, it's dead, it's fucking dead. So I walk away from it, and she's like, pick it up, and I'm like, no, I'm not picking it up. So she walks over, and she looks at it, and then apparently it went, so she's like, fuck, it's alive, and picked it up and starts hugging. It's like a mixture of cuddling and hugging it. She starts hugging it, to get body warmth into it, and then, she's like, get water! So I, like, bend up and scratch my back on this fucking piece of wood, and now there's a cut there and a pain. Anyway, so I run downstairs, get water, and then come back up to my room, and we're just thinking, and I'm, like, on the phone to my biology teacher, like, Lael, it's fucking dying, what is going on, it's dead, oh my god, it's dying, and she's like, all you need to do is keep it warm, keep it, hydrated, so I'm like, thank you, and left, and then, we just keep feeding it water, and keeps going, and then eventually it just, like, curls its legs over and just turns stiff. And I'm like, fuck. So I start trying to give it CPR, but every time I got near its mouth, I'm, like, laughing because it's just a funny thing. But eventually, I got, a couple of breaths of air into it and started, like, pumping it. And it just died. And I'm, like, on the floor with it in my hand, like, bawling my fucking eyes out. Like, literally, I don't think I've cried that heavy before. And Kate's like, shut up, Sarah, it's just a fucking chicken. I texted my biology teacher, like, it's dead! It's fucking dead! But yeah, so we buried it today, but it just made me kind of think what the point of that was. Like, God, why the fuck did you kill this chicken? It's pointless. Like, I mean, what? Why? We love it, and it's just like everything. Like, why do you let people die? Why is an all-loving, perfect God allowing imperfections? That makes him non-perfect, because his world that he created is imperfect, which makes him imperfect as well, when he's meant to be perfect. So it's kind of like, it's a bit of a contradiction, if that makes sense. Obviously, I can't refer to any Bible verses, because, well, I don't have my Bible, but, it just kind of, it really plays in my heart why this would happen. I mean, it's a chicken, I get that, and I guess that's not the whole and I guess that's not the whole big thing in this picture. It's the fact that the same thing happens with humans and with, like, people we love. And it's just like, how can you do that? How can an all-loving God do that to someone? And it might not even do it, but like last week he knits our lives, so it kind of does do it, I guess. But it's kind of like, why does he allow it? Why? What's the point of it? What's the point of, why doesn't he just make this world perfect? If he's powerful, why would he not make it perfect? And if it's about, well, if the world was perfect, we wouldn't go to him, then why doesn't he make us go to him? I don't understand. Like, why would you put people on Earth if you know they're going to go to hell? There's so many things related to that, and it just angers me. And, like, I, like, almost saved this, like, Kate and I almost saved this chicken, but, like, God just took it away. You know how much better it would have felt if my CPR worked, or if the hugging, I said it again, hugging and hydrating, like, water worked. It's just, it drives me insane, because I don't understand why, what was achieved except for tears, probably I caught bird disease, and, like, nothing. There's nothing that's been achieved out of this. I mean, it just makes me so annoyed, because I don't see the point. Like, can anyone else see the point? This God is supposed to love us, have his heart with us 100%, but he lets bad things happen. And not even bad things happen to good people. He just lets bad things happen. I don't understand, like, why? What's the point? What's the point of my life? What's the point of your life? I mean, what's the point of putting people in situations they are, if you know that hurt and pain is just going to come from it? Or even stuff as more intense than that, like the big S word, when people don't want to live anymore. And, I mean, it's fucking traumatic. Why? Ugh. If you loved me, you would try and take all the pain out of my life, but there's a point where you can't. I know this is like last week's, but God loves us, and he lets us feel this pain, and he can do it. He can remove all the pain. I just find it that little bit silly. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you laughed a little bit or cried a little bit over this Squirt. His name is Squirt. He was born on the 17th... I'm going to call it she, just in the hope. She was born on the 17th of August 2011 at 8:31 and died on the 21st of August 2011 at 10:52. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah. I just realised that during the editing I said the wrong thing, so yeah. XOXO, Gossip God. Shit, okay. I forgot to mention that, Morty mentioned me in her video last week, so I promised I'd mention her in mine. So if you click on that link, which should be right there with my magical editing skills, actually I kind of want it to be there. It's going to be right there on top of my fingers. Click on it and watch a video. She started doing the ABC diet and then realised it's fucking bad for you, so she's just on a nut diet. So you can watch her progress? I like the word progress, but it's like process. Watch her progress through that link. Okay, bye.